Welcome to my YouTube channel, Road Rider. Today I'm bringing you an in-depth, real-world review of the 2025 Bullet 350, a motorcycle that doesn't just move you from point A to point B, it moves your soul. If you've ever looked at a bike and felt history breathing through metal, paint, and thump, you already know why the Bullet is special. But romance alone doesn't make a great motorcycle. So in this long-form review, I'll take you through the design details. The way it rides in the city and on the highway, comfort over bad roads, fuel economy expectations, maintenance experience, who should buy it, who shouldn't, and how it stacks up against rivals. First, the way it looks. The 2025 Bullet 350 preserves that classic silhouette, upright stance, long tank with hand pinstriped lines, teardrop profile, and generous fenders that look like they belong on a vintage postcard. The moment you stand next to it, you realize how carefully the proportions are balanced. Nothing shouts. Everything nods. The tank sits proud but not bulky, the seat kicks up softly, and the tail feels neat rather than chopped. The round halogen look, headlamp framed by a thick metal nacelle, brings that timeless face. Depending on the color you pick, the character change as darker shades look brooding and old school. Lighter or dual-tone finishes bring out the detailing in the tank and side panels. The chrome is tasteful, not overdosed, and there's enough. Blacked-out metal to keep it from crossing into retro cosplay. Move closer, and the craftsmanship stands out. The switchgear has a classic vibe, but with modern tactility positive clicks. No toy-like flex. The paint depth is rich, you can see. It holds light instead of just reflecting it. The tank badges are properly finished, not stickers masquerading as emblems. The seat stitching is tighter this year, with better edge beading to resist wear. The overall metal-to-plastic ratio leans heavily toward metal, which is exactly how a Bullet should feel. You grip the bar, and there's immediate confidence in the weight. Not heavy in a clumsy way, but steady heavy, like the bike intends to keep its line no matter what the road throws at it. Slide onto the seat, and the ergonomics are classic standard. You sit upright with your spine straight, shoulders relaxed, and feet placed neutrally. For riders around average height, both feet go down flat, with a comfortable bend in the knee. Taller riders won't feel cramped. Shorter riders won't feel stretched. The handlebar width is just right to put you in that command posture. Without being a sail at speed, the mirrors sit wide and steady. They don't blur into abstract art whenever you touch the throttle. Out to the heart of the matter, the engine. The Bullet 350 carries a modern fuel-injected, Royal-cooled single that's been refined to keep the aura of the old thump while eliminating the oil leaks and tantrums of yesteryear. It's the kind of engine that prefers being ridden on a wave of torque rather than chased to the red line. The charm here is the low end and mid-range. There's an easy, elastic pull from low revs that lets you short shift and surf through city traffic. It makes you a smoother rider without trying, and that's one of the signatures of the Bullet experience. You don't ride it to prove a point, you ride it to enjoy the journey. Throttle response is gentle, but not dull. In the first few meters, you'll appreciate how the bike steps off cleanly without needing excess revs. In the mid-range, it feels most alive, giving you enough muscle to overtake slow traffic or pull a hill without frantic downshifts. Top-end performance is honest. It will do highway speeds all day, but the sweet spot is a relaxed cruise. Gearbox. Action is refined and assured. The shifts are clean, and neutral is easy to find. You can ride lazily, short shifting early, and the bike won't protest. If you're deliberate with your toe, you'll rarely miss a gear. Suspension and ride quality are where the Bullet earns its reputation on broken tarmac. The front forks and twin rear shocks are tuned to filter out the harshness while keeping the bike planted. On cracked city roads, speed breakers, and patched-up highways, the bike floats in that old school magic carpet way without bouncing you out of the seat. It's controlled, not wallowy. Handling is surprisingly neutral for a motorcycle that looks as classic as this. The steering isn't razor-sharp sport bike quickened. It shouldn't be, but it turns in with a calm, measured accuracy. The bike, like sweeping arcs and medium-speed bends, it rewards smooth inputs. Can tight city Catan thrust. It changes direction without drama. Braking has stepped up over earlier generations. Front disc offers progressive bite. The rear is tuned for modulation rather than lock-happy heroics. ABS is unobtrusive and well-calibrated for real-world surfaces. Let's talk comfort over time, because that's the Bullet's grand party trick. The seat is broad, gently contoured, and supportive at the back. You can do long city commutes or weekend half-day rides without the need to stop for a stretch every 15 minutes. The pillion seat is equally generous, with a friendly perch and a natural knee angle. Vibrations are well contained for a single. You'll feel a gentle pulse in the bars and pegs enough to remind you this is a living, breathing machine, but not the kind of buzz that numbs fingers. At a steady cruise, the engine settles into a calm rhythm. It's one of those bikes where your right hand naturally rides at 3/4 input because the mid-range is so cooperative. Features are intentionally simple. You get the essentials: negative LCD or analog-style dials with a neat, legible layout, a trip meter, and the modern necessities you actually need without cluttering the cockpit. Illumination is strong and spread evenly. The headlamp throws a usable beam for night rides. Switches are back to basics but solid. The horn is appropriately assertive for chaotic traffic. You don't buy a Bullet for gizmos, but what's here is thoughtfully selected so you can focus on riding, not menu diving. Thank you for watching. See you in the next video. Peace out.